Good afternoon, everybody. It's 11:15, and this is a bonus edition of the AgYield War Room. I'm Dan Dempsey, and I'll be moderating this session. As always, if you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to drop us a line in the chat area, and we'll be sure to get to it during the show. Real quickly here before we get to the numbers, rundown of the markets. March corn up 15.5 here at 471.25. March soybeans up 28.5 at 1027.5. And March Chicago wheat is up 5.5 at 539.5. Real quick, a couple of key points on the report. Corn yield 179.4, drastically reduced from November. Soybeans came in at 50.7, also sharply lower there. Carryout numbers 1.540 for corn and 380 for soybeans. There are a couple of the highlights here that got us going. Justin, you talked about it a couple hours ago here. Things can change, and certainly feels like we've got an evolution in the markets here based on this report. So maybe a few thoughts as we started off here.
Yeah, I mean, if you're bullish, not a lot to not like about this report. Both yields came down, corn dramatically, back under 180, carry out 154. Very tight. It's good. The initial reactions, bull spreading tighter than we thought. Both ruled numbers US for corn. Beans even came in. So I think they're definitely going to run some shorts in the bean complex in here. But I think when you get in next week and people have time to digest these, you're going to start looking at things have changed. And I think you're going to look at if, we had really good yields and we had a 179.3 corn yield. It's going to be really hard to justify a above 180 yield as a starting point. I'm not saying they're not going to do it because they stick to whatever methodology they use, but all of a sudden it's getting interesting. 1.5 carryout's tight no matter how you look at it for corn. So, big fund position. The technicals are going the right way. The fundamentals are going the right way. Still got a approved South America crop, obviously. So there's risk premium being put in the markets. And I think we're going to start looking at the new crop contracts as like, hey, maybe we're not so scared about gain acres. Maybe we got to start really figuring out what this means on a global scale. So we'll see what we do today, how we finish. But, I think it's going to be hard to really start a big bear market from here.
Yeah, very good. Dustin, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know how you can't. The takeaway of this can't be bullish corn. I mean, this whole time we've been expecting these blowout yields, 183 yield, and now again we come in one more year sub 180. I think the implications are not just for 24, but just what we should be expecting, like Justin said, going into 25. And what is a trendline yield? Are we slowing that down a bit? When we're talking about global stocks to use, one of the things that you'll find right away is that, they raised the Chinese carryout 2 million metric tons almost. But, all your numbers that really matter, your global corn stocks outside of China dropped 5 million metric tons from the last report. We're well below a 10% stocks to use ratio globally now, looking at ex-China. And it's no surprise to see corn kind of rallying out of the gate. I really wouldn't be surprised to see it on a lock limit higher move on this type of a report. It's pretty bullish in my opinion.
Oh, I like where your head's at. Ben, a couple of comments from your side of the desk.
Yeah, I think that, there was an expectation of a bullish report and they got it plus. And I think it changes the narrative for the next 6 months. So would love to see some end users across the globe get a little nervous now and buy some more corn because they don't have it hand to mouth. The turns are just as hard for them as it is for the traders. So I think if you could see some follow on demand, someone who's been waiting, I think we could get a little bit spicy in corn.
I think it's super exciting too. I mean, we don't want to get complacent, right? And just think that it's going to be given to us. So, in terms of managing risk, this becomes a lot more interesting, especially as we transition into setting crop insurance prices and looking at these policies and the same things that we've been, for lack of a better term, harping on. But now it's like we've got some movement. This is what we asked for. And, now we go in and turn the page and get after it for the spring, because it's a good opportunity for some folks, right? That things weren't looking very good.
Yeah, 100%. This is a great time of year for this to happen. As we get into the February discovery period for crop insurance, having this kind of uncertainty in the market, I think really helps. So might get some really good opportunities in the next, 3 to 6 weeks. That's good. The one thing about corn, I think the only reason we might not be limit up is just because we've had such a big purchasing bullish bias going into it. Probably has some profit taken by some of these longs. We're at levels we haven't seen since June. But that's kind of natural, so I wasn't surprised to see some kind of setbacks and profit taking, but big volumes trading, new levels are trading. This is good. This is exciting for our space. So
yeah, very good. So it's a great way to seg into the weekend here. Any other parting shots here, guys, as we wrap for the week, or just we'll let this thing ride out? We'll take a look at how we close and be back on Monday. Work for you guys?
Anything goes. I mean, we still, like Justin said, just let the market digest the report. I mean, to a degree, there's already been a lot of length going into this, so that, I mean, we could finish lower. It doesn't have, don't take my lock limit up comments seriously.
We haven't had enough time to digest this either. So
yeah, I do want, like, if you're just looking at one number though that really sticks out is 87 million metric tons of 2024 corn carryout stocks to use. That's a pretty low number
in the world.
Yeah,
like China, right? Yeah,
ex-China, right? That's pretty low. I mean, that's sub 10%. That's like, we're talking about the lowest print for that type of number since 2012. So
you got March corn bumping up against a pretty big trend line right at 472. It touched it. So you look at these technical levels, which makes kind of sense too, right? You look at beans, it's going through technical levels, hitting resistance levels. So there's probably working orders, farmers working orders, funds are long corn, they're working orders, right? So I think it's kind of a big test right here to see how it finishes for sure. So.
Oh, very good, guys. Appreciate all the thoughts and comments there. Again, let's get a quick rundown of the markets before we wrap. March corn up 14 3/4, up 15 really right now at 471. March soybeans are up 27.5 now at 1026 1/4. And wheat, March Chicago wheat's up 5.5 at 539.5. We appreciate everybody that tunes in on a daily basis. Go ahead and throw us a like or subscribe. It'll keep you up to speed on everything AgYield, including these bonus War Room editions that we put on post reports. So we are doing this every day that the markets are open, streaming live on X, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live at 8:15 Central Time. Hope everybody has a great weekend, and we look forward to talking to you again on Monday.
The War Room is proudly presented by AgYield. For over 50 years, the AgYield team has provided grain marketing and risk management solutions for growers across the country. Our veteran consultants harness cutting-edge technologies to pinpoint risk, optimize market performance, and protect your farm's profitability. Discover a new approach to farm revenue management at agyield.com.
Hey guys, Jack here. Be sure to support the show by hitting the like button, leaving us a comment, and subscribing to the channel for all the latest updates. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.